Yo, this your boy Pete Camp, man, here to chop it up with you about the Breonna Taylor situation, unfortunately, again. But let's get right into it. Let's start with why was the police there, right? It's because of her ex-boyfriend, Jamarcus Glover, and a time when he's an alleged drug guy. And there was a time when they was together where they thought she was involved with him doing some stuff, this, that, and the other, helping him make some moves. Now, it's one of two things. They either thought she was involved or they decided to use her as a person to press to get closer to him, to get information on him, to build a case on him. Now, I think it was the latter. But either way, let's proceed. Now, it's part of the reason why they're trying to smear them right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamarcus and Breonna Taylor in the aftermath of this case, because they have to smear you and make you look bad to then convince people of why she wasn't good enough or isn't good enough to receive justice. So, and one point I want to make, she has a new man right now, right? Her new man, well, she had a new man. Her new man, Kenneth Walker, the one in the case that shot at police first. Now, you tell me if this makes sense to you or not. If I'm Breonna's man, right? And let's say she used to have a dude that she kicked it with that was into drug activity. You think as her man, we stand together, I'm going to allow her to keep making moves and stashing money and doing whatever for this dude? Come on now. Be real. I wish you would come in here and start talking about you about to bust a move with your ex-boyfriend to get some money. I'll knock you and him down the front steps. If y'all don't get out of here with that, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening. It's not likely. And that's what they're trying to build it on, you know what I'm saying? But either way, that's why they even executed the warrant in the first place. That's why they was even there. Because they either wanted to still keep her wrapped up in this case, even though she had clearly moved on to a new man and wasn't involved in nothing no more, or they wanted to try to build a case against my man by pressing her for information. You know, so that's why they're running this smear campaign. Jason Whitlock and you got Charles Barkley saying stuff in the New York Times and all of that, running their little stupid schemes and talking their junk. But it is what it is. I'm not going to spend too much time on y'all because y'all already know what y'all is. But now, it was a 4-location warrant. She was a part of one of those locations. Now, when they do warrants, they try to catch you in a spot where you ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? They come 4 o'clock in the morning. They bust down your door. They're not trying to give you time to strap up, get your guns ready, and have a shootout. They're not trying to give you time enough to run. They're not trying to give you time enough to call the other locations, stash houses, or other people that you got doing stuff to get them out the way to go so they don't get caught. They're not trying to give you time to flush the dope or whatever. So this is why they issued no-knock warrants. They coming in, right? Unexpected. 4 in the morning, they coming in. No questions asked. But you ever seen the Straight Outta Compton movie? Now, they coming in with the warrants whether the information is right or not, right? Like in Straight Outta Compton, they bang down the door, down the whole front of the house with the tank. The tank, the bust through your house tank, they push it in, rip out the whole front of your house. It could be people sleeping on the couch, whatever. They don't care. They coming in. They could be shooting, whatever. They don't care. But after they figured out this may be the wrong house, they don't do no get back for that. They don't give you no money for that to fix your house. That's why they stopped doing it. They used to do it all the time back in the day. But a lot of times people were feeding them wrong information. They were pressing people for information to do with this, that, or the other. They were getting fed the wrong information. They were acting on it, and then people were getting harmed in the process. That's why it's not so widely used anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're a little more careful about it these days. But I'm just saying, anyway, that's just one case where you can see for yourself a kind of cinematic view of how they come through. Now, this ain't even using guns, but when they come through using guns, it's the same type of thing. But now, so, like I said, they had a no-knock warrant that they were going to execute on her own or her apartment. Now, they say they didn't do it that way. They say they knocked. They say they also announced themselves. Something to think about. If you went through the trouble to get a no-knock warrant to catch people off guard and catch them so they can't stash dope and they can't call people and get ready for you to come through to have a shootout, why would you then show up at the house and then knock and then also announce your presence as to who you are? There's something shaky about that. I don't follow that part of the logic that they're trying to make it seem like it is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense to me. You get the element of surprise, but then you throw it out the window for no reason and say, you know what? Let's just let them know we're here. Why not? Right? But moving on. Now, the only one they got to corroborate this no knock, because they say they knocked and they say they announced themselves, is a witness, right? An unnamed witness that was in the vicinity. But that's hearsay, right? That's hearsay. We don't know if it's their word against yours, right? And the other person who word is against is Kenneth Walker, her now boyfriend who fired the first shot, who says, we heard him trying to break in or whatever. He got up, he got the gun, and he asked who it was. No response. So, who you think it could be her ex crazy boyfriend, could be somebody breaking in the house, whatever. You got to stand your ground, law. If I ask who it is, y'all don't say nothing, y'all come in my house, you getting it. Now, he only fired one shot. But before we get to that, I'm going to just say, like I said, all of this makes no sense, because one thing I had to ask myself, we going off hearsay. He say they didn't announce themselves. They say they did, and the witness say they did. But where are the body cams? Everybody got body cams today, right? Y'all executing a warrant on 4 different locations. Ain't nobody got no body cams? That way I don't have to go off your word to say if you said you announced yourself and you knocked first and all of that. It'll be seen on the video, right? But I digress. No body cams. So there's no definitive proof, even though they took the police statement and the witness statement as definitive proof to say, oh, you know what? They said they knocked and they announced themselves. So, okay, that just trumps Kenneth's statement then, right? Okay, so whatever. But anyway, they entered. Kenneth shot once. Let off one warning shot. Let you know I'm in here. And I'm not playing, right? Sergeant Mattingly was the first one through the door. He was the first one shot. And he shot back 6 times, right? Not only did Mattingly shoot back 6 times, but Detective Cosgrove also returned fire 16 times. And Detective Hankinson shot 10 times, returning fire to 1 shot. And he shot through a sliding glass door and through a bedroom window. And mind you, this is an apartment complex. Now, Hankinson shot through. His shots went through 2 other apartments, apartment 3 and apartment 4. Apartment 3 had a pregnant lady in it, a man and his and their child in there. So, whatever. But y'all say the use of force, of this type of force, was necessary, right? But they tried to get the force to figure out who was the person that delivered the shot that killed Breonna. They couldn't figure it out. Then the FBI got involved and found that Detective Cosgrove was the one that fatally killed Breonna. His bullet was, out of the 16 that he shot, was one of his bullets was the one that killed her. And but they still went on to say that Mattingly and Cosgrove were justified in their use of force for receiving 1 shot. Now my question is how? How is that use of force justified? That's 16 plus 10. That's 26 plus another 6. That's 32 shots to 1 shot in a crowded apartment building. right? If I did that, if any one of us did that, right? You coming in, my bad, you at the wrong door, whatever. Fumbling with your keys, drunk, somebody shoot you. You return shots of 32 times to an apartment building. You don't think it's going to be no you know what I'm trying to say. You don't think it's going to be no fault given for that? Or is they going to say your use of force was necessary because they fired on you once? I don't know. You shooting that many shots in an apartment building. It's only two people. One of them is the only one that's carrying a weapon. And he is not shot. They didn't even take down the threat that shot at them. They shot Breonna. But whatever. They say the use of force was necessary. But the only one that could be still facing some charges, they taken into trial, is Hankinson, because of the fact that he shot through the window in the plate glass door, and he was the one that had bullets go through apartment 2, 3, and 4. And so we're going to see what happens with that, but we all know what's going to happen with that, so I'm not even really looking forward to it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, Kentucky law says they're justified in their return of fire. And my question to that is, if they really feel like they're justified, they were fully justified in their return of fire, then why did they settle with Breonna Taylor's family for $12 million? You understand what I'm saying? Why would you settle? If somebody is wrong in every form and fashion that they say, you say you knocked, you announced yourself, you had the proper documentation to come in there and serve this warrant on these people. You came in, they knowingly knew it was the police, they shot at you first, you returned fire, you laid down, not the threat, but you laid down the threat next to the threat, who wasn't armed. And then all of this was justified. Why would you then give $12 million to the family? It ain't because you feel bad. Something wrong with that to me. They gave $12 million because I'm going to tell you how this works. Because $12 million ain't coming out of their pocket. Who pocket is coming out of? The cities. Who pays the city? The people. So they'll give you the people's money, who they don't care for, because the people are the ones that's outraged about this anyway. So I'm going to take money from the people that are outraged about this. I'm going to take money. I'm going to pay it to the family, get them some hush money. Hopefully they'll go sit down somewhere and stop hollering so much, right? And then I'm going to effectively let the officers go free, because the police and the justice system has a track record, as we can see, of protecting each other. Now, I forgot this one little nugget of information, but later on in the investigation, they offered Jamarcus Glover, Breonna's ex, a plea deal, right? A plea deal to name Breonna in his drug case, which he rejected, right? So why would you be trying to, after the fact, sweeten the deal for her ex to, hey, just name Breonna, you know what I'm saying, and we're going to tighten you up? Another little something to think about. Because if they can get him to cooperate, then they could just throw this whole thing down the trail. Oh, well, you know, he already admitted that that's her. She an accomplice in this drug case and this, that, and the other. So we already have reason to be there. They're trying to cover their steps. They're trying to cover or they missteps, might I say. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to cover their tracks and tighten everything up. But whatever. Just something I forgot. So we'll let the officers go free. If this last officer get charged with anything, it won't be anything harsh. It'll be a slap on the wrist. And everybody can get back to business as usual. We won't change any laws. We won't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, a part of the settlement was to start some programs and this, that, and the other, and to make sure that same la-di-da stuff they be throwing at us to get us to hush for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? You pay for it out of our pocket, But you claim there was no wrongdoing. If there was no wrongdoing and the use of force was necessary, then there wouldn't have been no payment. It wouldn't have been no payment. I'm sorry. It's just stuff that doesn't add up to me. And it didn't add up to them. But they had to put it in a way that maybe it sounds okay. I don't know. And to try to make it seem like they went through all the channels to get this done. But it clearly doesn't add up. Clearly ain't right. And it won't sit well with me. And it still ain't. It's not enough. It's totally egregious. It's out of pocket. It's out of hand. It's ridiculous. It's every word you can name. That it just got our people feeling like we just ain't worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? We know what we are. We just got to enlighten ourselves and keep building ourselves up to really get our whole community know where we are. And once we do that, y'all going to have some problems with us, okay? But at this time, I guess we got to deal with this because there ain't nothing else we can do. We don't run nothing. We don't own nothing. Ain't nobody running, we ain't pulling no strings in the justice system. We not getting no laws changed. So at the time, we just got to sit tight and complain and riot and tear up a little stuff while we riot. But, you know, it really ain't no get back to what goes down. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't match up. Never does. But I don't know, man. It's just my thoughts. It's your boy P Camp. I don't know what else to say and how to say it. I just thought I would break down a few of the stats for you, a few of the facts that I ran across, a few things that I heard as I was listening to them explain this that just didn't sit right with me and didn't make sense to me. But I don't know. I'll just spit the facts back to y'all and see what y'all think. But it's your boy P Camp, man. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Whether you disagree, you agree. But hey, man. I've been talking a long time, but I'm somehow still out of words. So, what up, man? Let me know what y'all think. Love y'all, man.